Hey there, Rusty Burnside here with you, founder and president of the Gold Medal Coaching Academy, and I know exactly what you're thinking. What's up with the hat, right? I totally get it. It's kind of interesting. It's one of those nights that we were out doing we do a lot of horse stuff. We do a lot of roping and hit rodeos quite often from time to time. It's kind of our little hobby and our pastime as a family. And I got home this night and I had something that was really on my mind. And I thought, I want to record it. And maybe it'll be a little bit of cowboy wisdom. I don't think there's going to be much cowboy poetry within it by any means, but anyway, there might be a little bit of wisdom in it. So what I want to do is what's been on my mind this last few weeks is I'm just wondering, what's that number one thing to building that championship caliber team? Because I'm always asked all the time, right? In coaching corporate teams or coaching sports teams, how do you boil it down to, if you could boil it down, what would be that one thing that would give us a championship caliber team? And it's a great question. So with that being said, I got some notes here. So what I come down to is it's a matter of ordering your focus. And some people say, well, that doesn't really help me a lot. What do I need to focus on, right? Well, that totally makes sense. Some people might think the championship caliber teams are definitely a lot of talent, which helps, right? We all have talent. We can recruit that. We can hire that. We can look for that in different ways. There's some team chemistry within it. There's some great coaches. There's a lot that goes into it. So what do I mean then when I say correctly ordering our focus? So let's break that down a little bit farther. I got in my notes here, it says most teams focus on results, profits and losses, wins and losses, or profits and losses and wins and losses, right? So that's pretty common. We look at the results out there, and that's kind of where we measure our team. And then at the end of the day, whoever gets the most wins, we're going to put them in that championship category because they keep performing well. So, but how do we get there? When that's not working correctly, when that result out there isn't where we want it, what do we do? Well, then we go ahead and we look within the organization. When that key element, that result's not what we want it, we start looking at the teams within the organization. And then once we've looked at which team might be the cause, we start pointing fingers at individuals, don't we? And then we start breaking those individuals down, or they feel kind of segregated from the team because they maybe feel like they're letting the team down, and then either they get fired or they get traded or whatever it might be, right? And then we start bringing back in more individuals, and then we try to rebuild the team and try to move the needle again, and whether that's in the wins and losses or profits, however you want to measure it. So here's the focus that we really need to have then. Because the problem with that is that's our focus becomes so focused on the results out there that we forget that we're driven by individuals. So I want to change up the focus a little bit because I said that correctly ordering our focus is the key. So what's the correct order? The correct order is this, is we have to focus on individuals first. If we want to make great teams, we have to get in and find out what drives individuals. And you think, well, we just have to make a profit. Well, that might be the case, but at the end of the day, what drives that person? Maybe that person's not driven by money. Maybe that person's not driven by the fame. Not all teams, not all people, I should say, on a team can be the shooter, right? Not everybody gets the glamour of being the big scorer. Somebody has to do the dirty work, right? Somebody has to go in and do the rebounding. Somebody has to go in and play great defense. Not everybody can be that offensive superstar in any organization or any team. So individually, we have to find their strengths, wrap our team around, and get all those components to where everybody's working in their zone or in their lane. Then we can have amazing results. Then the results will be the byproduct of individuals being energetic, being creative, being engaged, having buy-in in what it is that they're doing. So, with that being said, we know that the teams need a variety of players. So how are we going to get there? What are we going to do to make sure that we can do this? Because it's not that easy, right? Well, I can tell you this. We're going to have to do some digging. We're going to have to get in to know those individuals and find out what their strengths are. And then once we kind of find out what their strengths are, this is the number one thing that we have to keep in mind. We have our focus. We have ordered our focus now and correctly ordering our focus. And what's that? Individuals, teams, and then the results. Okay? So here's what it is. If you want to keep these people, these individuals involved and keep them moving, then what you're going to have to do for the team to get those amazing results, basically what you're going to have to make them feel that their strengths are a necessity and that they matter. Because at the end of the day, what we all really want to know is that we matter. And when we feel like that we don't matter any longer and that we're not contributing to that team, that's when we start disengaging from the team. And we start becoming cancerous. And then once we start becoming cancerous, it spreads throughout the team. And that is why talented players don't always play for the best teams, right? We all know teams that have a bunch of talent and can't get it done. That's because the individuals within that team are disengaged. So, summarizing this up real quick. What's our focus? How do we order our focus? Our focus needs to be focused on the individuals, how they contribute to the team, how they're best going to build that team, and then the results that they can produce because they're totally engaged. Makes a lot of sense to me. I hope it also makes a lot of sense to you today. And I hope you kind of enjoyed the hat, right? Looks pretty good, I think. So anyway, happy to have you with me. Hope we added some value to you here today. And as always, remember here at the Academy, our focus, as always, is first, master ourselves. Once we've mastered ourselves, then we can go into maximizing other people. And then once we've maximized them, we can build some amazing teams.